Hi, welcome back to the channel, guys. One Jody and his Border Terrier adventures. And today I just want to do a little video, just a review of the Cumbrian way, how we found it, the good, the bad and the ugly. So it's been just over a week now since we did the way. Set off at Ulverston, finished at Carlisle, around, give or take a few mile, it was around about 80 mile. We did it over 6 days. Now some people do it over 4, over 5, maybe over 7. We chose 6 because it suited us with holidays and taking into account my fitness, and also the fact I did it with Kylo, my Border Terrier. Didn't want to push him too hard. You know, I've got to think about his fitness. Well, he is very fit, but his paws, his muscles, etc. So yeah, so day one, we travelled from Hexham, where I live up in Northumberland, down to, well, across to Carlisle, down to Lancaster, and then back up to Ulverston. So that was 3 trains. When we got to Lancaster, the train we were expecting to get on at Ulverston was cancelled, so that delayed we about an hour. So that meant day one we set off obviously later than we were hoping to. That put us back, and obviously meant we wanted a wild camp on Beacon Tarn. So it was about 7:30, 8 o'clock when we got there. Now a lot of people go on to Coniston, but if you're wild camping, I recommend Beacon Tarn. It's a beautiful place to spend the night. So all in all, that was a good day, but it was red hot, and with the delay with the trains, as you can expect with any public transport, that was a bit of a tough one. Day 2, Beacon Tarn, up to the Langdales. That was a good day. Headed down through Coniston and then up through like the start of the X, if you like, and to a campsite. I'll put a description on the screen. That campsite, I think it was £12.50 a night. Big campsite, quite noisy, and very little food. Well, the food basically consisted of an honesty box with cake in. Now the cake was very nice. I got a chunk of cake for £2, but that was it. There was a caravan, had a sign up saying that we're selling breakfasts. I think that was at 8 o'clock in the morning, but we were up and away by then. So continued on through the Langdale Pikes. This was probably my favourite day actually. Along there and up and over Stake Pass. Fantastic scenery, and yeah, we really enjoyed that day. We continued on, made good progress, and we ended up staying on a campsite just beside a place called Grange, which was South Keswick. Again, lovely farm campsite. That was £10 a night. Very clean, peaceful, but again, no food as such. So just be wary. If you're wild camping or camping, you might want to take some food with you. So day 4, left the campsite at Grange, continued north, walking up to the Derwent Water. That was nice. Even managed to wild swim in the lake. Kylo didn't come in though, he bottled it. Yeah, followed that up to Keswick, where we stopped and I had I think it was a bacon and egg sandwich and a cup of coffee. Coffee was amazing. I do like my coffee, and that place sells amazing coffee. I had a look around. I've got a couple more dehydrated meals just to stock up. Lovely walk through Keswick. But then then you start walking out of Keswick up onto the fells. That was a tough walk. I don't know what it was. I don't know whether I was just fatigue was setting in by then or what, but it started really taking its toll on us. This was sort of midday on day 4. Walking up, heavens opened, it absolutely chucked it down. Now I'll do a kit review after this on another video with my head, but I had a good waterproof jacket. I didn't have waterproof pants, and I got pretty wet. So, looking at the book, I thought we'll go to Skiddaw House and we'll get dry and we'll have a cup of tea and just relax, maybe even spend the night there. One thing I didn't know was Skiddaw House was shut. There's a sign up saying that it wasn't going to be open until 5 o'clock that day. So again, just be mindful if you're planning on going there, just check out maybe what time it opens and shuts. So we decided to carry on. It was still raining, so I just thought, well, we'll just keep going, see if we can get a break in the weather and do a wild camp, or get as far as Lingy Hut and stay in the hut overnight. Now Lingy Hut is like a, well, it's a boffy, but it's basically a shed, a hut. Nice little place. I would say it probably sleeps 3 people comfortably. But just be mindful that you can't book it, and if you turn up and it's full, that's it. You've got to make other arrangements. So typically we're battled on and we've got a Lingy Hut and there's people in it. I really wanted to do a camp in there, A, because it looked comfy, cosy, and B, just to say I had. But anyway, we had a bit of a break in the weather, so we went and wild camped just above it. Nice pitch, but the weather came in and it ended up being a bit of a stormy night, but we survived. Now we pushed on that day because I thought if we get a bit further on because of the rain, just keep going, and then it meant that day 5 down at Carlisle we could relax a little bit. So day 5 we walked down into Carlisle, got there for about lunchtime. Lovely little village, and there's a campsite called Carlisle Camping. Fantastic little campsite, really nice and little, so it doesn't get too crowded. Lovely showers, clean toilets. There's even a little shed, a kitchen area where it's got a load of information on about the village, and it's also got a solar panel USB charging ports. There's 2 of them, so you could put your battery bank or your phone or your GoPro or whatever on charge, which is a really nice touch. That was £7.50 for the night, so we stayed there, just chilled out in the sun in the afternoon, and then we went into the village of the night time and went to the, I think it's the Oddfellows Arms pub, where we sank a couple of pints and had a lovely steak pie with mash and all the veg. Very friendly staff, so I recommend both the campsite and the pub. The next day, Carlisle to Carlisle. That was about 15 mile, pretty flat, So really that's it's for all 15 miles, it's an easy leg. Walked along. I think it was Dalston where we went for lunch. Got the little shop, sat in the churchyard, had lunch again. Very friendly people. Like, that's one thing about the Cumbria way. Everyone I met, everyone I spoke to, very friendly. And then pushed on from there to Carlisle. I must admit that was probably the long, boring slog of the whole trip. As you can probably imagine, getting into like the more industrial part, heading into the city. You know, there's some people that get the train from Dalston into Carlisle and skip that part of the walk, which is fine if that's what you want to do. But we just wanted to make sure we did the whole walk. So continued on into town centre, well, city centre I should say. Carlisle's a beautiful place. I really like Carlisle. Got some good shops, got some good things to see. You know, it's got the cathedral, it's got the down by the river, sand centre, just for a browse on the shops really. Went into towns, went into the visitor centre. I think the lady in there was called Kelly, I think, if I remember rightly. Apologies if it's not you. Very friendly. Had a bit of chat about the walk. Took a video of us signing the book and a few photographs of us outside. And that was it, we were done. So that's pretty much the walk summed up. If I could give you some tips, definitely take waterproofs. You know, we did it in June. It was, I think it'd been a sort of week of a heat wave just before we went. And believe it or not, when I was packing my bag, I actually considered not taking waterproofs because it had been so hot. And that would have just been a terrible mistake. You know, you've got to remember the Lake District is very green. And the reason it's very green is because it gets a lot of rain all year round. So waterproofs definitely. Take some food and some drinks. There are shops and pubs along the way. But if you do the 6 days I did, because you're not basically staying in the towns, you are out a bit more remote. So the campsites I stayed at basically had no food, no drink. Obviously the wild camp at Beacon Tarn, and then you fell again, nowhere to buy food or drink. So plan your journey and just, you know, try and work out where you're going to be at the end of every day. If you've got the ability to buy food and drink. If you are taking a dog like I did, be mindful. There are some stiles and steps over stone walls that you have to encounter. Now he's just little, I can easily lift him up. Another thing to make you aware of, the signposting, to be honest, is terrible. A lot of the route just isn't marked. And when you first start off from Ulverston, a lot of the route is basically what the farmer has painted on the gate, on the fence. Most of the wood, sorry, I'm just climbing over logs and trees. It's a bit of an assault course this. Most of the route is made up of different footpaths. So there's markers, saying like the District National Trail or something like that. So quite a few times I went past the turning point, or you know, walked into the wrong field, shall we say. So I had a Trailblazer book, which I wasn't really using much at first. I'll put a photo of it on here. And I also had the All Trails app on my phone, and I realised that I was going to have to use these 2 items quite a bit just to make sure I'm on the right path. So again, be mindful of that. I've done other trails like the Great Glen and Hadrian's Wall, and they're both signposted very well, and I was a bit let down by this one. Another thing, when I was walking through the centre of the lakes, and I was actually, you know, getting stopped by locals, by farmers, when I was looking a bit lost, and you know, where you're going. I said, so I'm doing the Cumbria way, and you know, there were obviously local lads by their accent, and I was quite surprised because they were like, the Cumbrian way, what's that? So yeah, it's I thought it was a really popular trail. There was not that many people doing it, very few people doing it actually. Most days just by yourself, and even then I think because of lack of signage etc, not many people know it exists, which is quite mad. All in all, it was about 80 mile, and I averaged around about 30,000 steps a day, which if you sort of break that down, you know, 30,000 steps a day, it's a lot of steps. That's what, 180,000 steps over the course of 6 days. There is quite a bit of elevation, as I say, you know, up to Beacon Tarn, Stake Pass, but for me the worst bit was coming out of Keswick, up towards Skiddaw. That for me was the nasty bit, shall we say. So that's my honest sort of review of the Cumbrian Way, and if you haven't already done so, check out my videos, part 1, part 2 and part 3. You know you want to. Well, thanks for watching. If you've got any questions or comments, drop them below, and please, if you like what I'm doing, press the subscribe button. It's free, it doesn't cost nothing, and it means a lot to us. You know, we'll put a lot of time and effort into these videos. Mightn't look like it, but we do. But yeah, right, we'll be back soon with another video, probably the kit review. But till then, take care, and we'll see you on the next one.